Hello everyone, this is Vikram and in this video I'm going to show how we can install Minikube cluster into our Windows. So what basically it will do? Basically it will set up your Kubernetes cluster on Windows. Okay. So if you don't want to use any of the cloud services for your Kubernetes services, you can directly set up your Kubernetes services on your local machine using Minikube. So how to do that? So just you need to open the official website for this Minikube. So this is the official website for Minikube. Now, if you see what basically we are going to do and what is the requirement. So the requirement is that as per this documentation, we need at least two CPU, okay, and 2 GB of the RAM, 20 GB of the free disk, and how we can do it. So most important, we need to have internet connection because without that it will not be able to download any of the software into your machine. So Minikube cluster can be set up using multiple way using Docker, VirtualBox, hypervisors and most of the different ways. And here if you want to do the Minikube cluster setup using Docker, what you have to do, you have to click on this Docker and it will open the page for you like this one. Okay, so you can follow this one. It's very simple. It will straightforward what it is saying, what you have to do. You have to have the basically Docker installed into your machine, and so this is the processor. And if you want to make use using the WSL, you can use this step. Otherwise, you can continue the this step. So it is saying Minikube can be start. We can start a cluster using the Docker driver, and this is the command. Okay, to make the Docker with the default driver, this is the command. Only you have to execute these clusters into your machine, nothing else. Okay. We'll jump back directly into our original documentation, what it is saying. We are going to follow the way that we can download the exe file into our Windows using PowerShell, and then we can update the path, and then we can install the Minikube clusters for our for the processes. So you have to open the PowerShell from the start menu of your machine, okay, and that too using the administrative mode. Okay, so what you can do, you have to click on this run as administrator, and you can be easily able to open the PowerShell. Okay, and what you have to do, you have to follow only the basic steps whatever it is mentioned in the documentation. So this is the step how we can download the Minikube. So just copy this one using this copy button, and I have already PowerShell open. I'll paste it. Okay, once you paste it, it will keep on downloading the Minikube into your machine if Minikube is not present. Okay, and if it is not present, if it is downloading for the first time, it will take around 2 to 3 minutes based on your internet speed. Okay, see here what it is doing. It is trying to download the Minikube and see the current details over here so that you can be easily able to know that whether it is getting downloaded right now or it's the earlier one. So here it is saying the time 9:22. Maybe I have tried earlier as well, but the date is same. So we'll wait for this request to get it finished. Okay, then we can start the next step, what we can follow. So meanwhile, I'm pausing my. So here you can see that the Minikube is completely downloaded into my machine. Now what we need to do, we need to add this to our path variables, and for adding them into the path variable, that is the next step, and we can do it by using this command. So it got added now, right? So you need to test whether your Minikube cluster is just installed properly or not. So we have the command that is known as Minikube start. We can just check it by executing this command. So Minikube is not recognized as the something like this one, because it may be the issue that it is not properly added to your path. Okay, so once it is confirmed that it is added to the path, then only we can be able to make use of this minikube start command. Okay, so for that, either I need to start a new PowerShell to see the updated one, whether it is the path is properly getting updated or not. Let me open. If it is not, then we can just change and try some other way as well. Command is the mini queue. First, we will check the status. Mini queue, it is saying the profile is not found. Okay, fine. We can close the previous terminal or the PowerShell we can call. And it is saying the mini queue version, that is 131, is activated. Okay, so and in my case, the Docker is available, so it is just getting the Docker driver selected by default because I have already kept my Docker open. In your case, if it is not open, you need to open it, then it can be able to detect it. Okay, so it is trying to pull some of the GCR, that is nothing but the Google Container Registry, where we can have our image to be registered. Okay, so all this pulling work will be done and it will take time. So meanwhile, I'm pausing my video. Later on, we can start into the next step, what we have to do, how we can check whether our cluster is up and running. Okay, so just be here only.